Listen to this. Something's weird. Alright, well, excuse the cigarette can, but that was the night after I drove home from the $500 loss. That was awesome. This is my view the following morning, and that's just imagine me opening the rear view of my car door. So that was my view. Got a kink in my neck, and that brings us to where we're at now. Well, let's see, what time is it? It is 9:52 in the morning on Wednesday, May 7th. I have a kink in my neck. I've had this once before. Last year in my cushy bed and apartment, so it's not a car thing, but I think it's a posture thing or something. Hey, it is 12:22. It's May 7th, Wednesday. I have this brutal kink in my neck. Wow, I've had this before, like I said, and fortunately, I told a friend of mine about it, and she's like, come on over. So I'm going to come over tonight, and then she's going to try and, she got some ice packs and stuff, obviously with the freezer, maybe a little bit easier. I can crash there and then stay there the next day when she's at work and just try to get this fucking thing sorted out. It's brutal. It's not as bad as the last time. I mean, I missed 4 days of work the last time this happened. It was so bad. I almost went to the hospital, but I finally just put some ice on it in the right spot, and then you could feel the muscle like releasing. It was amazing. I remember when that happened, and then I can't remember if I fell asleep, and then it sort of seized up again. And I wanted to cry. It was so painful. And getting that relief finally after 4, 5, 6 days, it was my days off too. And on the 4-day rotation, I ended up having to miss every single day. Each time hoping like maybe, and it was not a good situation. I mean, because I can't, like that's as far as I can turn my head that way. So I can go this way a little more. But, and it's hard to drive. Like, I can't even check my blind spot, right? So, brutal. So, anyways, hopefully that will be sorted in a couple of days. I'm not going to be doing much vlogging, so the next thing you'll probably see, or walking for that matter, because it's every step just right up your back. So, shitty deal. But it is what it is. Hopefully, as we continue to lose weight, we'll deal with less and less of this stuff. We'll have better posture. I need to maybe look into some stuff like that, because I feel like that's an issue. Shoulders back. Oh, this fucking elbows out. Bullshit. Shoulder. Oh. So, yeah, so that's fun. So, anyways, that's my day. I'm going to go grab a coffee and then try and go for a little bit of a walk. Old school elevator. And watch, you hit the button, and the door fucking closes. Oh, wow. Like door open button, door close button that never closes the door. That's the old house. Across the street here. Hola. So just wanted to give a little, state of the affairs. I know I'm in the same shirt as yesterday, but I did all this laundry today at my friend's place when she was at work. Yeah, that's right. So where are we at? We had our first $500 loss, which always sucks, but whatever. We're up almost 900 on the week. When we came home from that loss, the turbo on this car started acting up. Awesome. Basically, it's not working. I don't know if it's a turbo. I don't know if it's like airflow sensor. I don't know what it is. called my shop, can't get the vehicle in right away, which it still drives, so it's just driving a little rough, but we are going to get that. I mean, let's see what day is today. First of all, it's Thursday, May 8th at 6:55 p.m. Hey, scooter. Kid went by on a scooter, which apparently is now called a duder. Is a dude on a scooter. Anyways, let's shout out Trooper 97. If you want to catch a good Vegas vlog, check those out. He plays poker every day, but I've been watching him for a long time. He's he's one of the OGs of the vlogging scene that had anything to do with poker, and the poker vlog, as most people know it today, which are boring hand histories. He started that, which he didn't start the boring hand history. Someone evolved it into something more boring. Him, it's more, just a little clips of his day in the life in Vegas. But anyways, go check that out, Trooper 97, if you want to catch some poker Vegas scenes, whatnot. But where are we at? So I said we were going to ride that horse till she bucked us, and she bucked us. So not playing with what you can't afford to lose. And then on top of that, we get this unknown car bill. So, keeping that 800 plus and whatever, and gonna, put that towards my next car bill if it's needed. It could be pricey, I don't know. So, and then got the worst kink in my neck a couple of days ago. I had this happen last year. It cost me 4 days of work. So I got on it right away with the ice because I didn't do that last time. The pain was intolerable. It's basically in my shoulder blade and neck. I could turn my head to about here. Now I can do this without pain. I couldn't do that. Couldn't do that yesterday at all. So basically just was icing it with a frozen pack of ground beef. For sometimes 20 or 30 minutes, and then off and back on. So it helps a ton. I'm probably 80% better, which is good, because I wouldn't mind going to play a little poker tonight. Poker? How can you play poker? You just finished telling us you can't play poker. We'll get to that. So the car's going into the shop as early as Saturday, no later than Monday. Tuesday. So possibly later than Monday, but we'll see. I'm hoping to get it in there Saturday. And yeah, so we haven't really been doing playing of any poker, plus this neck issue. I mean, it hurt to walk, so wasn't gonna do the same boring old vlog walks, and whatnot. So not that these other vlogs are any better, but this is what we've been doing. Pretty much nothing. Trying to walk the last 2 days, we've barely been able to walk. I've gotten a few kilometers in, maybe 2 kilometers in each day, because every step just right up your neck and back. It's brutal. So, but we're feeling a lot better now. Not 100%, but we're about 85-90%, which is awesome, and we're heading the right direction. So that's sort of where we're at. We'll obviously update any carb, information once I know it. And the trip that I had planned to Lethbridge is probably at least postponed. So we'll see what happens, but I'm wanting to really sum up all of this with, and none of this happened, and I was renting a place. Like, every time something bad happens, I feel so fortunate because, I do have friends that I can lean on. Like today, I needed somewhere just to get an ice pack on and just check out and not be around anyone. So I was, I have a friend where, and I can do that. I'm trying to do this on my own as much as I can, but everyone needs a little help now and then, right? So, again, it just sort of reinforces the decision that I've made to live like this, because I'm a lot happier, whether it's going down to the dock, having a sip on a beer, whatever my schedule is day to day, I'm making it. And that freedom, I don't know how much time I have left. I'm not trying to live my life and get to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. This is my life, and I want to enjoy parts of it. So I've been so happy the last 3 months just being free. not having to be somewhere when someone else is telling me to be somewhere, doing something I don't want to do for someone who's incompetent or just a general asshole, like the last guys I worked with. They'll just throw you under the bus, no matter what their culpability is in whatever situation. So, I mean, that's important to me. Being happy is important, and I'm not skirting responsibility. I don't have kids. I don't have a dog. I don't got a mortgage. I'm free to navigate this bullshit, carny, post-election, ridiculous world that we're going to be living in pretty easily, right? So if I need to go to Lethbridge, I can go to Lethbridge. If I want to travel somewhere else in BC, I can travel somewhere else in BC. I can go and do a lot of things. I do need to look into my license and whether the security license, how that transfers over to Alberta and whatnot. Something I know Pierre Poilievre would have worked on, stopping all this interprovincial bullshit. If you're certified in one province, you're certified nationally. Genius. Bunch of morons. So, anyways, let's see if this guy knows how to back up. Oh, yeah. Got somebody backing up in front of me. We'll see if they can. Oh, yeah, use that camera. Anyways, the point is I guess I'm trying to make is just how thankful I am, even though I'm sure from a lot of people's perspective I have next to nothing, right? But I have freedom. I have choices. I have options. I have possibilities. So that's why I'm happy about doing this. That's the one reason why, when I first thought about doing this, I thought, okay, this is just an easy way to save money, and if something happens, I'll be a little bit more flexible. I didn't really realize or foresee just how much happier I was going to be. So I don't know if, I don't know where that comes from, my dad's trait but I've always had it in me, just the urge for freedom. Income taxes, theft, most of these jobs, especially if you hate them, they're fucking slavery, man. The smartest thing they ever did was pay their slaves, because then the slaves didn't realize that they were slaves. It's like that kind of a thing. So if you're not happy with what you're doing, change it. Go do something else. You can do literally anything you put your mind to, anything you want to do. So go do it. Don't worry about what so-and-so says or that person says, because at the end of the day, ultimately, they're not going to be there for you. These people whose opinions you give a shit about, they're not going to be there for you. They're not, if you think they're there to make fun of you when you fall, do you think they're there to pick you up? They're not. They're not there to pick you up when you fall, and they're not going to be going on to doing any great things themselves, most likely. So, if you got something you want to do, stop fucking around. Tomorrow's a gift, not a guarantee, and get out and go do it. Anyways, I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to head back in a little bit, and we'll see what the night holds. Until next time.